pretty big award you got, Jackson. We good to go, Danny?
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Fire away whenever you're ready.
Fire away.
violation here. And pretty big award you got there. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It says a lot about the work, in the 4 years and kind of the hard times that were worth it. And, I don't really like to, give myself credit sometimes, but that means a lot to me for sure.
Was it humbling?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's a prestigious award and it doesn't just talk about the golf. It talks about stuff off the course. And to me as a person, it means almost more than the golf. So.
What was your teammates' reaction?
maybe surprise. I don't know. It's all fun and they're proud of me and hopefully they want to achieve the same stuff. So it's just they were proud for sure.
What are you most proud of off the course that would go into that?
I don't know. I'd probably just say the way I treat people. It's hard in golf. It tears you down a bit, and there's times coming off the golf course where I don't want to talk to anybody, and I try to limit those as much as possible. But just treating, in the summer there was a lot of little kids that I tried to give my most attention and energy to, and even parents. Appreciating them traveling and all that. That would probably, that's what comes to mind for sure.
I mean, the volunteer stuff you've done, you did that in high school.
Yeah.
What got you started down that path?
Yeah, it's just how I was raised. My family, my parents are really hard workers and both veterans, and just giving back to the community. And I grew up in Gwinnett County, and there's a lot of people that aren't as fortunate as me, and it's kind of just what I grew up and getting to school over here. There's so many people like Adrian and Tommy, they were doing so much in the community, and I kind of just followed in their footsteps, and here I am.
Jackson, I asked Mike immediately after Big Ten about your game and where it was, and first thing he said was, I think Jackson's putting too much pressure on himself because he's a senior. Have you felt that way? The last thing is, I just wish you just let it go and just play.
Yeah.
Have you felt that way going into this?
I think it's just a little bit of everything, honestly. I haven't been swinging at my best, and then you put that on top of expectations and rankings, and trying to be a leader. So I wouldn't say it's one single thing. It's just a mixture of everything. It's hard to play golf when you're not swinging well, and it's also hard to play golf when you're not in that Illinois competitive mindset. So it's just a little bit of both, and golf is momentum, rhythm, and if I find just a little bit of that, I think it'll be just fine.
What is your relationship with pressure, with expectations? I would assume it maybe goes both ways from time to time.
Yeah, I think I handle it pretty well, and I've always been one of those guys that doesn't put too much pressure on myself or expectations. But I've definitely felt it a little bit this year, and I don't know if I've handled it the best. Golf is hard. It's very mental, and I feel like it may have taken a little bit of a toll on me, but I think I'm learning a lot about myself. The Big Ten championship, that's something you never think is going to happen, playing that bad and kind of crumbling down at the end. You just never think it's going to happen, and it brings you back to life, and you're like, okay, wow, this is real life. And so I think it's all learning experience, and just like last year, I think there's going to be some things achieved this postseason for sure.
Do you think you would have reacted differently to Big Ten 2-3 years ago? Because I remember hearing how you kind of pouted a little bit when you weren't playing well. It didn't seem like, at least from a mental standpoint, an emotional standpoint, you were doing that last week.
Yeah, it's hard to compare to years ago. I think about my mindset, just playing behind Adrian and Tommy, and nobody really cared if I played bad, but it was great if I played well. And now it's like, oh, why is he not playing well? He's one of the best players. So it's a little bit of a different mindset and expectation. So part of me is trying to get back to my younger self, back to where I could just play free. And if I played bad, nobody cared. If I played well, oh, look at this young guy playing well. So golf is a mindset. Rory talked about chasing a feeling on the golf course, and I'm really kind of focusing on that and going to play the ball wherever it is and being Jackson Buchanan in a way.
Do you have any eye on the big picture here? Is there a feeling heading into the NCAA tournament, this is my last chance to get a national championship?
Absolutely. I felt that at the Big Ten championship. Part of why I struggled there at the end, you get out of the present, you start thinking about, oh, this is my last chance. And that's what makes golf so hard. You have so much time to think, and it got to me. But like I said, that's a huge learning experience. And when we come down, regionals, if we're trying to win or we're in that 5th spot or wherever we are, we felt that pressure already, and we know what it's like, and we know what it feels like to fail. And as everybody knows in life, failure teaches you a lot. So I think it'll just be, I've been here, let's go do it, whether it's regionals or nationals.
We've talked about hosting and the course benefit you might have, but you
Oh,
also
yeah.
have some fans out there.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
I'm pumped. We've had our 2 home events the last few years, and it's been, 26 degrees probably. So not many people out. It'd be cooler if it was a weekend, but I'm sure there'll a lot of people out there. I know a few people, some students coming out, and it'll be a good time and get the energy going. You don't really have home games in golf, so I think we've all been excited for sort of 8 months now, and now we're really excited.
Talk about chasing your younger self. Is there anything day to day? Like, how do you do that? What's that look like for you?
It's hard. It's all like, I think about it all day, every day, and just, I was just with Tommy up in Chicago playing U.S. Open locals, and we were just kind of chatting about our old team and, how I used to just play fiery, and now I just look like I play a little more mature, it feels like, and scared and slow instead of my fiery little self. So it's hard. I'm not who I was 2 years ago, and I'm not who I was yesterday. I'm who I am now. So just finding that little love and passion for the game, instead of getting caught up in what are people thinking of me. I haven't met the expectations this year, and just letting that all go and being me. I've played the USAM, just telling myself to be myself. And it took me a long way. So I'm trying to find that feeling, like Roy said, and I think that's what I'm working on right now.
Is there anything fun or like relieving about that, and just distilling it down straight?
I mean, I play golf just because of how hard it is, and waking up every day knowing you have not mastered anything part of it. And so I've been waking up every day trying to figure it out, and it feels like you're not going anywhere, but every day, every tournament, I feel like it's going to pay off, and this is another opportunity to see if the hard work's paying off.
You might not get a lot of opportunities during the season, but like to interact with young fans, to work with younger golfers, like you do in church. Does that help you maybe find your younger self?
100%. When I was at home for winter break, it really, I talked to my parents, it like puts it into perspective. I think I'm struggling a little bit, but these kids would love to be in my position and want to play for Illinois and want to be at the top of the leaderboard, and sometimes I take that for granted when you get comfortable, and that's definitely working with younger kids, and they want you to sign their flag. It's tells you who you are as a person, and like those awards, I got them after the Big Ten championship. I wasn't too proud of myself after the Big Ten championship, but they told me I do good things, and I think it's helped me realize that I'm more than just a player, and I think that's going to free me up a bit. But yeah, definitely when I go home and working with little kids, it tells me that I've done a lot of good work.
So you sowing the seeds of Illinois golf fans in Georgia?
There is. It's kind of funny. You would be surprised. There's a lot of little kids asking for gear, and I've tried to give out as much as I can. Maybe Eric can help me out with that, but definitely. It's been cool, and when I go home this summer, it's always something to look forward to.
Does a long, firm, and fast golf course like Atkins fit you and how you
If you can play, you can play. I went up and played the qualifier for the local U.S. Open, and couldn't be more opposite of what you would say my game is, and I shot 5 under and played solid. So it's, I hit it far enough, but you would say the best part of my game is putting. So it's like, it's a wide, long, firm golf course, and if you can play, you can play. So that's kind of what I've been telling myself right now.
How many times do you think you've played Atkins?
100? Too many to count. It'll be fun. That's for sure.